lovely to have you on our show. I thought we could maybe start just by you introducing yourself.
Okay, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be chatting to you this morning. I think by means of introduction, I'm Craig, I'm the online marketing specialist at OneGrid, and basically I have oversight over everything online, including our SEO, our Google paid ads, our Facebook advertising, and I also have a lot of input in terms of our email marketing. So that's currently what I do. I've been with the business for on and off 12 years, since the days of Web Africa as an intern, and that's where I started straight after university.
And when you were an intern at Web Africa, did you obviously progress to this role? Was this always something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, this is something that I stumbled upon. At Web Africa, I started off as a customer care agent. So we used to work 24-hour shifts, and I used to do the night shift from 8 to 5 in the morning, along with some other crazy hours during the week, public holidays, weekends. So basically just speaking to our customers, offering technical support, helping them with email and helping them with websites. And in that time, while helping them with their websites, I discovered online marketing. So we had a good understanding of what it takes to get a website live, but of course having a website that's live means nothing if you don't really market it. So that's where I developed a passion for online marketing.
I know that in our previous discussion you mentioned that you actually started freelancing before you started at Web Africa, so that was in around 2005. And how many websites have you built to date? Do you know?
To date, at the last count, about 487.
And that's obviously since you started, right?
Since I started, a lot of them not very successful because I spent a lot of time learning how to do it. A lot of them failed at the beginning.
Yes.
But as you progress, as with anything, they became more and more successful.
I think that's something that a lot of people fear, is the failure aspect of business and starting a business. And a lot of people put off the idea of starting a business because there's so many obstacles or objections that they can't necessarily come over at that point in time, or overcome in that point in time. And speaking of which, I don't know, maybe you can share some of the tips that you have for people that are starting a business and how they can start a business with little to no money. Or what sort of businesses they can actually look at when they have little to no money.
Yeah, I think things have become a lot easier in terms of starting with no resources because everything is online. As long as you've got an internet connection and you have a small website hosting package, you can actually do so much. That's the perfect place for you to start. And I think for small business owners or entrepreneurs, the important thing to understand is that you're not going to have it all figured out at the start. You're not going to have all the resources. Even if you think you do, there's always something that you can add to your toolkit. And I think it's important that you just get going.
Yes.
Spend a little bit of money. A web hosting package costs you 99 rand. That is 2 cups of coffee, or save up, sacrifice that little bit of money and just get started.
Yeah.
And I think that's what was important for me, is that I didn't have too many options. I was fresh out of varsity with no experience. And I just stumbled upon websites and web hosting, and when I saw that the prices are actually ridiculously low, the online space was where I was going to make my mark no matter what. So the startup costs are really low. You can get going, as I said, for $100. You can resell that hosting package for almost twice the amount, or you can split it up and share it between a few people and start building websites for them. So that's been my experience, and I'm not saying everybody should do this, but find something that you can start with, and as you journey along, you'll find that the resources will find itself to you.
I think also in your sense, what's great is that you're really passionate about it, and I think it's also important for small business owners or young entrepreneurs that are looking to start to remember that it's important to be passionate about what you do and actually enjoy what you do.
Yeah, and the passion grows, and the passion is going to be important for when the difficult times come.
Yeah.
When there are no customers, when things are not going well, or the customers cannot pay you. These are just the times that we are living in, and things happen, circumstances come about, and we need to navigate our way around them. Yeah. But the passion is not what's going to keep you going all the time. You also need to be strategic. You need to motivate yourself. You need to be passionate in terms of your learning, especially. You can't just be passionate about your own brand and about what it is you are doing. You need to be passionate about the investment. You need to be passionate about overcoming challenges, and that's really where you can draw from your own motivation.
That's some really, really good advice. And I wanted to ask, just based off of that, the building of websites that you've done, do you like the design side of that? Are you quite interested in website design as well as the building of it, and then your SEO and PPCs?
So I suppose I enjoy the all-round experience from taking the customer's idea to building the concept to getting the website live. And then obviously the important thing is driving traffic to that website. So design has always been a passion of mine in terms of websites. Just creating something out of nothing I think that's where the joy is. The challenging part is, of course, to find the right people to find that website. And I think all around the 360 view, that's what really energizes me.
Yeah. And what does your day-to-day look like?
Yeah, so currently I spend most of my time doing paid advertising. So if you see a Google ad that has the one grid label, Facebook ad, that's basically my work. I spend about 4 to 5 hours a day managing our paid advertising. The rest of it is our email marketing. So I'll put together an email campaign based on a particular target audience, and I'll get those emails out, hopefully without that email landing in somebody's spam box. So, and then also the follow-up marketing is important, because somebody might miss an email, they might click on a link and get a little lost. To track that journey and to then follow up and make sure that that person gets the follow-up marketing.
What tips would you have for somebody that is looking to create a website or design their own websites?
I think the thing is get the idea onto paper. Understand that a website is a part of your business and not the business in its totality. A lot of people think about designing a website and they think that that's going to solve all the business problems. So get it on paper, understand that it's just an extension of your business. You still need to have business goals, you still need to determine how you're going to conduct yourself when doing sales and marketing and the follow-up service. But get the idea for your website on paper. Understand that somebody only has 7 to 8 seconds to make a decision on your company when they see that website. So when they land on that website, what is that key message going to be? What is the tone, the pitch? What is the feeling, the emotion that your website is going to create when somebody lands on that site for the first time? And I think often you'd find is that people appreciate simplicity. People appreciate a simple website that loads quickly, it's mobile friendly, and that I will come back to a website that I can share the link easily to friends or colleagues or whatever. And people want to know that I can actually find what I'm looking for. So if you are a business owner, understand the journey of your website from the home page to filling in the contact form. And so make a note of all those things, make a note of those things that are going to take people from the landing experience to the conversion experience. And then begin to think about what is the look and feel going to be like. I'd also encourage people to just have a few brand guidelines before they start to design a website. So know what your company colors are, the logo, make sure that you have access to those files, that you can edit, that you can make changes. And then start. I think that's the important thing. Start, fail, start again, pick up the pieces, get going. A website is a dynamic thing. You can always come back and make changes. You can always do the edits. You can always re-upload. So don't be afraid to fail at designing a website, but do your research. Make sure that you have a goal. Make sure that the goal is that you want to satisfy your customers' needs.
You're obviously mentioning a few things that people need to make sure of before or when they launch their website. So when it comes to that, are there any, in your opinion, what should people do if they have tried and then failed? And in terms of, you mentioned earlier that it's important to go back to what your goal was when you started. Are you a writer or a thinker? And by that I mean, do you think and store them and park those thoughts away and revisit them, or do you actually write this down? Do you find it easier if it's written down, to go back to it years, months, weeks down the line, and actually see what those goals were. And can you maybe apply that to an example in your freelance business that you started in 2005?